Right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I like to begin by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Green Millstone, and shalom to all the brothers on the four corners of the earth that teaching this good gospel in all sincerity and all truth. Shalom, this is brother Yeramiah here back with another video. Alright, and this video is gonna be on, I have no topic, but I have a precept that I want to read, in 2nd Ezra 9, and we'll start there. 2nd Ezra 9, the precept I was thinking about before I did the lesson on Revelation 8, was measuring the time diligently, right? And that's what we're gonna read about here, right? In 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. Alright, so 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. You can read down to, but we'll get to the precept that I wanted. 2nd Ezra 9. I'm just one and select. I can't remember if I did say shalom to a few aquats, I listen in silence and obedience to your husband. Shalom. This is brother, Yeramiah, back with another video. Alright. Shalom to a few aquats and listen in silence and obedience to your husband. Shalom. Shalom. Right. I can't remember if I did say it in the start, but I'll say it now, right? So 2nd Ezra 9 and 1, it says, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what we have to do. We have to measure the time diligently in itself, right? And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And who made the world? The Lord made the world. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai, the Lord made the world. The world. Right? And remember when you did read when the elect was there with him, helping him, create everything that we see today. Once we make it a part of the Lord's elect, and this time here, coming down to here, because we're running a race. This is a race. Hebrews 12 and 1. Right? We're running a race. Right? And that was Hebrews, that was Paul said, that we run the race that is set before us, Hebrews 12. Right? Hebrews 12 and 1. Right, so we're running our race. I want to make it until the end. We finish the race. We finish the course, just like, Apostle Paul. Right, once we finish the race and we get our crown, just like Apostle Paul said, there's a crown laid up for me. You'll be a part of the Lord's elect. And then we all know we was there with him from the beginning. Because remember in Ephesians 1 and 4, it did say the elect, they was predestinated. And that was the elect. They was predestinated. They was there before the foundation of the world. The Lord created the elect before the foundation of the world. So we went on with the Lord, helping them create everything that we see. Right? So they were predestinated. Right? So, as it says, then shalt thou understand that it is the same very time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Uproars of the people, earthquakes. These are future prophecies. These are things that is gonna, come to pass. Uproars like people, remember I'd say in 2nd Ezra, when you go down, because it's 9, when you going down to later chapters, when you read, I think it's 15 or 16, shall be seditions among men, and these different things. Men shall be invading one another. Right? An earthquake and all these different things. Remember in Matthew 24 it says there will be earthquake and wars and rumors of wars, pestilence, earthquake, and there shall be the beginning of many sorrows and these different things. Right? That's what it says there. Right? So verse 4 it says, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And these are things that were speaking long time. The Lord was speaking these words. These are things that the Lord was saying long time. Right? For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is manifest. The end is now. This is the end now. The end is now. We know whose end it is now too, as well. The end is now. The end of the world is now. Right? The return of the Lord is now. When the Lord is going to pierce them skies. The day of the Lord is now. right? So that's why we had to get ourselves ready, and be watching. That way it says in Proverbs 8, and 33 or 34, blessed is the man that watching daily at my gate, waiting at the posts of my doors. We have to be watching and not sleeping like them people. That way it says in 1 Thessalonians 5, let us not sleep like others do. Them not watching. So the Lord is gonna come and catch them as a thief in the night. You know how long I do a video on that? Right? The Lord is gonna come and catch them as a thief in the night because them not watching, them sleeping. Right? We scripture says high time to awake out of sleep. But them not hearing that. Them sleeping. Right? And oh yeah, I was gonna say, and we know who end is gonna be. I think it's before this chapter is 6. Revelation second is just 6 and it's 9. When the angel asks, so like when Ezra asks the angel, what are these things, right? What shall be the pattern or asunder of the times, and we know Esau rulership this is the end of Esau rulership here. This is his last rulership. This is the end of Esau rulership right here. After this, there's no more gonna be no more Edomites ruling, no more Moabites. None of them gonna be ruling. It's gonna be Israel ruling. The scripture is saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, possess the kingdom even forever and ever. And then it says in Isaiah 45 and 17, Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation, world without end. So we're gonna be ruling forever, Lord willing. We be a part of the Lord's elect. Right? When you read it, let's read it a matter of fact. Second is just 6 and you said 7. Right? And then I answered and said, what shall be the pattern asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first? Who was the first? When you go back to Genesis 25, who came out first? Esau. He came out first, all red all over like an hairy garment. Right? That was says in Revelation. So like in Genesis 25, I go to see Revelation. That's what it says in Genesis, right, 25. Right? Let's read it again. Then I answered and said, what shall be the pattern asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first? Or the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born. So he take it back to Genesis. Right? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau were born. Of him, Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau. That is we. When you go back to Genesis, it said that too. And that is we representing us, Jacob, Israel. Right? Because Jacob name was changed to Israel, which is Yasharala. He Prince of Power. Israel. Right? Jacob name was changed to Israel. Right? So he take it back. And we Jacob, we like unto Jacob. We holding the heel of Esau and bringing down his kingdom, burning down Babylon and bringing it down. Right? For verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world. And who's ruling right now? Esau and them is ruling right now. Esau is the end of the world. But right now it's Donald J. Trump ruling, the cruel Lord, pursuant to I think it's Isaiah 19. Right? Cruel Lord. Right? DJ Trump. For the Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Right? So Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it, and Israel is gonna take the kingdom. The elect of Israel. Okay, remember there's in the elect of Israel, so like Israel is the elect nation. Right? Them is the elect. Right? But in the elect there is an elect. So in that elect of Israel there is an elect. Right? And them is the ones who's gonna possess the kingdom. So let me go back. No. I'm gonna read verse 6. It says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginning. Actually, we'll go to second is just 16, because that will go back up the point, because that's it there. That's what I wanted there in the 9. That's what I wanted there. That was what I wanted to read there. So we'll go to the part where we sedition a moment, invading one another. Right? Second is just 16 and verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna kill some of, well, that was them, those that fear the Lord, But remember, it says that's the point you wanted there, right? Or they shall be like madmen, sparing none, right? They're not gonna spare none, and that way it's gonna be in them days, right? And then it says, right, and but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses, right? So they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none in that time. That's how it's gonna be. Uproars of the people, right? That time is gonna be a serious time, man. But them people can't see it. Them don't see these things. But that time, oi. That time is gonna be a serious time, cap. Cause the Lord is, hey, why they gonna be invading one another and these different things? Cause the Lord is gonna send famine upon the earth, so you have nothing to eat. So they're gonna invade one another for the want of bread and for the want of all these different things. Cause the Lord is gonna send famine. My Lord says He send His plague and they are not slack. But first, when we will go to that after 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 49, it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widow, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy house with destruction and death. Because remember, them widows and them have no husband. Them men and them who coming out of the jails, them men and them gonna rape them women and them that have no husband. Right? And spoil the houses. Right? And then when you go to the 2nd Ezra 16, it says 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 16 says, I'll read verse 18 actually. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning. They're gonna be mourning in that time. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? And the evils that is gonna come is, hey, there's Jacob's trouble for you right here. That is the evils that's gonna come. Jacob's trouble. Right? That is the evils that is gonna come. Right? What the Bible speaks about. What the words that the Lord speaks about. Jacob's trouble. That is what's gonna come. Right? Mourning, famine, death, destruction, wars. Okay, remember I said in Matthew 24, it's gonna be wars and rumors of wars. I read that. Matthew 24 and verse 5, it says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, or Christ, or the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So wars is gonna happen, and when wars come, famine is gonna come, death, destruction, because when they're destroying and war come, they're gonna destroy the groceries, the storehouses and all these things where the food will be kept. These things will be making, the sorceries will be making for us to eat. Once war come, it's gonna come a time where it's gonna be shortage of food. It's gonna be famine, no food, right? But the end is still not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So all these things are the beginning of sorrows. Right? Men's heart is going to become cold. That's what it says in the same chapter. I'm going to read it. Matthew 24 and 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So the love of men have for the family, that love can wax cold, because no food. What they gonna do? They gonna eat their children. Just like in the destruction of time of when it was Zion, the destruction of the daughter of my people Zion in Lamentation 3 and 10. them women and them are eating the babies, the children, because of the destruction of the daughter of my people Zion. There's no food, so they had to eat their own children. And that's what they're gonna do in these times. So the love gonna wax cold, where they're gonna see their own child and eat the children, or eat the well, them dogs might die because they don't have no food. Or they might get eat before they die. Right? Them gonna eat the children. And then they're gonna start to eat their own flesh and all these different things. So it's farming, no food to eat. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna eat their own flesh and all these different things. There's no food to eat, there's farming in the land. And all these things have to come to pass. And well, guess what? The end is still not yet. All these things have to come to pass. Right? The end is still not yet. Right? Let me read this here. 2 Ezra 16 and verse 36. Behold, it says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Behold, not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Right? Even as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. The world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to battle in those evils. Be as pilgrims upon the earth. And that's how we are to be, as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? So they're gonna mourn, they're gonna die, they're gonna experience this evils that is coming upon the earth. Gonna be a serious time. I remember the scripture saying in I think is Daniel, this gonna be a time that was never since there was a nation. So this can only happen once. Right? This is gonna happen once and never gonna happen again. This is a great time heading into. So we gotta gird up ourselves. Gird up all your mind. Right? So hopefully this lesson was edifying to the Lord's elect. Giving all praises, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect. Shalom Labakariam. And death is wicked place. Shalom. Shalom to the elect.